Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab, we're going to create an Azure Private DNS zone using the Azure portal. So the DNS zone is used to host a DNS record for a particular domain. To start hosting your domain in Azure DNS, you need to create a DNS zone for that domain name, and each DNS record for your domain is then created inside the DNS zone. So to publish a private DNS zone to your virtual network, you specify the list of virtual networks that are allowed to resolve records within the zone. So these are called linked virtual networks. When auto registration is enabled, Azure DNS also updates the zone records whenever a virtual machine is created, changes its IP address, or is deleted. So let's go to steps. We got to first of all create a DNS zone, and then we got to do a VNet, create a virtual network parameter. We got to create a virtual network and subnet. And then what else? We got to link the virtual network. And we will do what? We got to create a test virtual machines. And we got to create an additional DNS record and test the private zone. So configure VMs to allow the inbound ICMP, which is a ping protocol, and then ping the virtual machine by name. So guys, let's go ahead and start getting this task done. So first of all, what we got to do is to create the private DNS zone. So we go to the portal here, we type in private. Okay, so it's right there. So private, let's say private DNS zone. So we click on this. We got to click on create. So what do we do? You could call this first and foremost, we got to create a resource group. Let's call it RG1. Oops, sorry. It says RG1. Oops, sorry. RG1. And we could name this private.constoso.com. And if you want to, you could name this. How about we rename this? Yeah, we already called this RG1, make no difference. So we got to put this in a zone. So let's say US. Let's put it on US, East US. And let's review. And we'll create. Let's pass the validation. Now we create. Okay, so now on the portal, the search bar. Create. That's good. Ding ding. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create our virtual network and parameters. So let's say VNet. We have it right there. Let's create. Right. Got to put it on the same resource group that we had right there. You could give it any name you'd like, but I will call this what? So I could call this my Azure VNet, and I can put it on the same resource group, on the same region, I mean to say. So then now Let's modify this IP. Let's make it be this .ip. So it's 10.2.0.0/16, right? And now we got to create or add a subnet into this. Let's call this subnet my Azure subnet. Say my Azure subnet. And then let's give it an IP of what? Let's say it's 10.2.0.0/24. Let's remove this here just to avoid thing. Okay. Now we can do what? Let's go ahead and just make review and create. Let's pass the validation. All right. Now we gotta create a virtual, we gotta create the virtual network and subnet. So then on the upper right side, select create a resource. Let's go ahead and type in create a resource. Hold up. Hold on. So we gotta create another one. So we got to create another virtual network. We already have one here, right? Let's go ahead and I think what we got to do here is just add another subnet, right? Let's just go here. Okay. And then so maybe we have to create another subnet here. So let's go here. Then we hit create. We put this on the same region. We name this for what? Okay, so then what we do, let's call this VNet2. We put it on the same here. Now here, what do we do? Now the IP address tab, like the IP address tab, button. So then the IPv4, it's already give us one. Now for the subnet, we gotta select this and let's call this subnet 2, right? Now for the subnet range, okay, so now we would go ahead and review and create. And let's create. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a link to the virtual network. So now what do we do? Now we could go on, let's just go to home. Let's go to resource group. And down here, we find this, we click on this. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's not this. It's on the VNet. Uh-oh, what am I doing? Now it says we gotta select this. And then we do what? So then full network link right there. Then we add. Let's call this my link. Virtual network. Let's grab this. My Azure VNet. Then we're gonna enable this. Then we okay. Now we gotta create the test virtual machines. Okay. So now, guys, we gotta create the virtual machine. So we would go here and click here. Now let's go create. Now we gotta go to the same resource group. So let's name this VM1. We gotta put it in the same region. Let's select this image, maybe 2016. And let's make a username and password. Let's make this call. And okay. And then, okay. Now we're gonna, okay. So then we could hit next. Let's go. We would leave this as default. Now, for the virtual, let's grab my Azure VNet. It's already here for subnet. Show, selected, and accept. Okay, so now let's move next. Now, when it's come to this, let's disable that. Then let's review and create. Okay, view and create. Now let's create, and we don't have to wait till this is created. Let's follow the same step to create another VM for this today. We could call this VM2. And we could, okay, so it selected this by default for us. We could call this call. And let's give it a, okay. Think we good. You could. Try forget to select that on the other one. Let's review and create. So now we got to create an additional DNS record. So then, okay, so now we got to create this. And if you were to go to VM, if we maybe go home and click here, none of those machines are showing up yet, so I have to wait. So it's not trying to rush the process. You gotta wait. You haven't get none of our VMs showing up yet. So then we gotta create an additional DNS record. So this is the following example. Create a record with the relative name. Okay, guys, so now on the resource group, we would select this and we would select record set. Record set. We would name this DB and for the IP address, we got to type in the IP address of the first VM. See if we find it. Let's go here. Let's go on virtual machine. Where's our VM goes? We created two VMs. Where are they goes? None of the VMs are showing. I'm not sure why. No virtual machine to display. This one. Let's go here. So there's no VM. So maybe we need to give it some time to see if the VM is gonna show. If not, then we're gonna go ahead and just create them again. Sure, we should have the VM shows. Okay, so let's go here. Say it refresh, refresh, refresh. Okay, so if that's the case, then let's see. Let's recreate them. Come on. Let's put it on. Let's put 2016. You could choose any name any image you'd like. Okay. Doesn't match. Okay. But okay. So hopefully it match now. Disk. This. Sure, this is manage. Let's disable that. Go diagnostic, just review and create. Okay, so now let's create. Okay, so we gotta wait till this done. It's kind of taking forever. That's why I didn't want to wait. And just go ahead and make this. Okay, so this one is complete. So let's create another one. We'll call this VM2. This VM2. And what else we do? So it's pretty much okay. So let's remove this call. And let's then okay. Say next. Just making sure that we have this selected. Still. Then what else? Disable this. And review and create. It's past the validation. Now we can create, right? Okay. So we gotta create an additional DNS record, right? Gotta create an additional DNS record. Okay. So now we have our two VMs. Let's go ahead. If we were to go home, let's go there, we could just grab the IP address of the one VM. Okay, so we gotta grab this IP address. And we go there. Now we type that for the IP. Type that, right? Type the IP address. You are registered when the virtual machine started. And select OK. So basically, so this is set to DB. And the type is IPv4. The time to live is 1 minute. Oh, okay. Now let's check something. Maybe it's the private IP address as follow. Okay. Now let's go ahead and type in the IP of the second one too as well. Okay. So now let's go ahead and test the private zone. We got to configure the VM to allow the inbound ICMP. So use the ping to test the solutions. So configure the firewall, both virtual machine to allow the ICMP packets to connect. Connect to the name. Okay. Now let's go to this. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's connect. Let's RDP to it. Let's open this. Say different. It's called the yes. Okay, so now we in. Okay, guys, so okay. So now let's see if we can find PowerShell. Let's wait for it. Say no. Program. Whatever this is, say no. Let's just go out PowerShell. Takes forever. Apologize for that. Takes forever, so wonder if I should just end this session just to avoid it takes, I mean, for it to avoid it taking longer, just, I mean, end this session and then just test this into another video, making another video to test this. So yes, guys, takes forever. So this computer is running very hot right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just end this and make another video and showing you how to test this. You gotta test the private zone. So we'll do that into another video. So thank you so very much for following along. Stay tuned. I'll board the rest.